Welcome to today's episode of Leading with Empathy, the key to employee engagement. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can never miss an episode. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic, leading with empathy, the key to employee engagement. Now, in today's fast-paced work environment, empathy isn't just a buzzword or a soft skill. It's a leadership superpower. When you, as a leader, take the time to understand your team members' perspectives, challenges, and aspirations, you unlock higher levels of trust, loyalty, and engagement. And let's be real, who doesn't want a team that's fully engaged and motivated? Let's start with understanding what empathy and leadership really means. Empathy isn't just about feeling sorry for someone or sympathizing with them. It's about putting yourself in their shoes and seeing the world through their eyes. When leaders practice empathy, they're able to connect with their team on a deeper level, which builds trust and fosters a positive work culture. Think about it. If your team knows you genuinely care about their well-being, they're more likely to go above and beyond. Empathy is the foundation of emotional intelligence, and without it, it's nearly impossible to lead effectively in today's world. Now, why does empathy matter so much when it comes to employee engagement? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're working under a leader who is always focused on results, deadlines, and bottom lines. But they never take the time to ask you how you're doing or if you need support. How motivated would you be? Would you be giving your best? Probably not very much. On the other hand, when a leader shows empathy, employees feel valued and heard. They feel like they're more than just a cog in the machine. This leads to higher morale, increased loyalty, and yes, higher productivity. Empathy isn't just good for people, it's good for the business. Alright, so how can you as a leader start practicing empathy in your day-to-day interactions? Here are a few practical tips. Number 1, listen actively. One of the simplest ways to show empathy is by listening. Really listening. Put away your distractions, make eye contact, and give your full attention to this person speaking. This shows that you value their thoughts and feelings. Number 2, ask questions. Don't assume you know what your team members are going through. Ask open-ended questions that allows them to express themselves. For example, instead of asking, "How are you?" try asking, "What's been on your mind lately?" Or, "How can I support you better?" Number 3, show vulnerability. Empathy goes both ways. By sharing your own challenges and experiences, you make it easier for your team to open up. This creates a more authentic and trusting relationship. Number 4, be present. Whether it's during meetings, one-on-ones, or casual conversations, be present. Your team will notice when you're fully engaged, and they will appreciate it. Celebrate the wins and support during the losses. Acknowledge both the big and small victories, and be there when things don't go as planned. It's about showing that you're in this together through thick and thin. Let's look at some real-life examples of leaders who've mastered the art of empathy. Take Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, for instance. When he took over the company, he made a priority to shift the culture from one that was highly competitive to one that's more collaborative and empathetic. By doing so, he not only transformed Microsoft's work culture, but also its bottom line. Another great example is Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. Her leadership during the times of crisis was marked by compassion and empathy, which earned her global praise. Her approach was simple. She listened, she cared, and she acted with the well-being of her people in mind. Of course, leading with empathy isn't always easy. There will be times when you feel stretched thin, and it might be tempting to put empathy on the back burner. But remember, empathy isn't about solving every problem. It's about showing that you genuinely care. One challenge leaders often face is balancing empathy with accountability. It's important to remember that you can still hold your team accountable while being empathetic. In fact, when your team knows you care about them, they're more likely to meet or exceed expectations in any way. Another challenge is time. Empathy does take time, but think of it as an investment. The time you spend connecting with your team will pay off in the long run with increased engagement and productivity. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. How do you practice empathy in your leadership? Have you faced any challenges? And if so, how did you overcome them? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you found this episode helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your network. And don't forget to subscribe for more leadership insights. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. And remember, leading with empathy isn't just a strategy. It's the key to unlocking your team's full potential.